Hello, my name is Guy Bigiaoui. I'm the CEO of Safran du Monde. Thank you for joining me today. I'm very happy because when I look at the list of the people who are connected with us today for this webinar, I see familiar faces, people that are either our clients or following us. And among them, I see Barry. Hello, Barry. Very pleased to see you. Long time since we have been connected. Today we are about to speak Japan. Japan in the luxurious way that we are doing generally. I will try my best to speak about this very special program that we are proposing twice a year, the next departure being for the next spring at the cherry blossom season. Let me first, if you don't mind, introduce ourselves, Safran du Monde. In a few words, we are a tour operator, travel designers operating for 20 years. We have four main activities. One of them is not shown on this slide. It's travels in France. We are a DMC for France. Another one is tailor-made travel around the world. We are doing about 100 destinations for bespoke travel for individual. We are exclusively leisure and luxury. The other, maybe more renowned activity of ours is the private jet expeditions, like the world tour that we organize every year. Next year, we will have 3 itineraries with as a private jet expedition. And the fourth activity is the one that is the subject of tonight. It is the Collection Precieuse. What we call La Collection Precieuse is a series of escorted tours in small group that we are organizing. We have 3 first itineraries being Japan in Grand Luxury, the one I'm going to present today, Majesty of Southern Africa, and Rajasthan in Grand Luxury in India. We are speaking tonight about Japan, and before I start, I would like to introduce very quickly what is a collection précieuse. We say it in French because it's the name of the collection, and we are very proud to be a French company. However, we are speaking tonight about itinerary that is 100% in English, either the tours and the tour leader is English speaking, and of course the clients as well. They're coming generally either from the US or England or Northern Europe to quote the major part of our English speaking clients. We are speaking. La Collection Précieuse is based. I mean, it's a Templar of the Première Safran way of traveling if you are doing a private jet expedition with us. So it's exactly at the same level as the Première Safran, with one difference being that we are flying to the destination in commercial flights, business class, and it's included, of course, in the rate, and we are always taking the shortest route with a major airline. Again, it's in business class. When you're traveling with La Collection Précieuse, your trip begins at your home. A chauffeur comes to you, brings you to the airport, then you fly to the destination. The group travel starts there, and on the way back, we take you home to your, really to your home. In this kind of trips, you will have a very small group, limited between, it's limited to 12 or 14 passengers, the minimum being 6. And we are putting a great deal of comfort. So the accommodations are exceptional. Always the best accommodation on the sites we are going to stay overnight. So just the best hotels and lodges and ryokan. As on the world tour, there is a minimum of 50 square meters in the rooms. Japan being a special, from time to time, we would have smaller rooms because we are in a traditional ryokan hotels. So there, the dimensions may be a little bit reduced, but as a principle, we always take never the entry category, but rather the 12th, second or third level of category, which costs a lot. This is also explaining the level of the rate of these tours. We are very often including luxury trains. We emphasize on discovery. This is our main concern, to show you the country or the region. That's the most important side of the trip. And also, we want you to live very exclusive experiences on this tour. You will have, of course, no, it's quite seldom to get that, a traditional dinner with a geisha and a maiko in a private room in a traditional restaurant. We are organizing a kaiseki dinner. Very festive and very exquisite Japanese cuisine dinner. We will attend a sumo tournament. There are only 2 per year. The biggest one is in March. You have the biggest tournament in Osaka. The other one is in November in Fukuoka. And as a gaijin, as a foreigner, it's very seldom that you get access to the final stage, the final phase of a sumo tournament. It's a very, very special experience. We have also a lot of surprises, and one of them will be whiskey tasting. As you know, Japan is very renowned for the quality of the whiskeys they propose. It's necessarily an all-inclusive experience. As a journalist once said, all you need is your iPhone for the pictures and your passport. All the rest is taken care of. Let's speak about Japan. Let's see how we got to curate this itinerary. I propose you to have a look at a very short video that shows the contrast, shows the complexity of the destination, because as I said before, this tour is based on the same idea as we are traveling the world when we are doing an around the world private jet expedition. We are choosing a bunch of destinations where we will be able to make outstanding contrast that in turn will give you a full idea, a global idea of the region, the destination, the world. Imagine that the world tour is 25 days. We need 9 destinations in order to give you this panoramic vision on the planet. For Japan, it's 20 days only for one country. It shows you how deep we are going in the discovery of Japan. Let's have a look at some images first, and then I'll come back to you and I'll speak more in detail. I I like very much this very short clip because it permits you to understand how dynamic and how unrooted is this destination. I've been traveling to Japan for maybe 12 or 15 times. And every time uh, I, I get the chance to visit this country, I understand that I don't understand it at all. The mindset of Japan is totally different than ours. And then I reached once to the conclusion that in order to make you discover Japan properly, you need to take time. You need to try to understand the country by having a look at a maximum of facets of this country, such as geography, cities, history, traditions, costumes, I don't know, music, folklore, of course, cuisine. And this is what we are planning to do in this itinerary. We will take you for an immersion of 20 or 18 days, depending on the period you decide to travel. And we will show you all these facets that you will generally not find in any other escorted tours that is organized around the world. Um, we want you to understand, in fact, two things. First is that this country is very complex, and by immersing in it, you will feel things. You will have knowledge, but you will have more than that. You will have a feeling of the mindset of Japan, of Japanese, the country, and its all its facets, its complexity. Second thing that you will most probably get is that what I have every time I travel to Japan is the certainty that you fall in love with this country, but you don't understand it totally. So it gives you uh, uh, you become eager to come back again and to better understand what you missed. Every time I'm traveling to Japan, I discover things, and this is fascinating as a country. In order to do that, you have to be very with eyes wide open, and this is what your guide and your escort tour leader will make sure. You will have the same guide for the full itinerary. You will have time to discuss, to know each other, and this will permit to get very short informations, very small informations that you get from in the course of one conversation, or just by having explanation of what you are observing in the street. And this will definitely enrich your travel. The idea is it's super luxury, super complex, but also very much connected to just observing things and try to understand this country. So let's speak about the itinerary. We will arrive. We have two departures. One is the next one is for Cherry Blossom. It's on March the 17th. This itinerary goes from Tokyo down to Okinawa, and the other. So here you have the blossom, the cherry blossom. Cherry blossom is more than a decor. It's beautiful. It's pink. It's very joyful, etc. But it's more than that. It is a season where you can feel the connections between the Japanese and the nature and the cycles of the year that come and bring every year a new beginning. And this new beginning is very deeply enrooted in the Japan culture, and this we will definitely have a very good testimony of that by just looking at people standing, looking at trees, and enjoying so much the cherry blossom. The other departure will be in November. This is the 8th of November 2025. It's the same itinerary, but as we are in this season, the focus will be on the beautiful colors of the autumn. You can definitely compare it with the foliage you would find in the East Coast or in Canada. It's totally red. Um, by the way, it's as charming as are the vineyards of Champagne these days in France. It's beautiful to see. Um, so Japan, you will have it with the foliage colors, and you will go only down to Kagoshima. You will not. This trip does not include Okinawa because of the weather, which starts to become a little bit too cold to enjoy fully Okinawa. But in both departures, you will have the possibility either to craft, I mean, to ask us to do a tailor-made pre-tour or post-tour. Why not to Naoshima, for instance, to visit the Contemporary Museum in Benesse, or why not go to the region of Kanazawa? Let's start with the beginning. I will describe one by one all the destinations that are included in this trip. And of course, it starts in Japan, in Tokyo. We will stay 4 nights at the Mandarin Oriental, and I propose you again to get immersed in this very special universe of the Mandarin Oriental Tokyo. Have a look at 2 minutes of this hotel. I hope it will give you some willing to come. It's a beautiful hotel, very well located, where we will stay for 4 nights. And in the course of this short stay in Japan, we will, of course, visit the city. Of course, the very classic ways to visit Tokyo, starting with the Tokyo Sky Tree, the very high observatory platform, which give you a general vision on this huge city. Then we will go to different districts, Asakusa, where you have the temple and the technology. Then we will go to the Meiji Sanctuary, where we will stroll. And with being a little bit lucky, we will be able to spot some couples getting married with their costumes. They have beautiful costumes in the day of their wedding, especially the ladies, of course. We'll go to Harajuku, to Omotesando, the Champs-Élysées of Tokyo, and of course Shibuya that you saw on the district. You know, it's this very famous crossing. Very intense city, a lot of things to see. We will discover a lot during this visit in Tokyo. We'll have very good dinners as well, starting by your hotel, which has a very famous molecular cuisine restaurant, and they serve a beautiful breakfast. We are very high. The hotel starts, as far as I remember, about around the 25th floor. So you have necessarily a panoramic, beautiful panoramic view on the city. During this day, we will also go for a day trip to Kamakura, where you will have the pleasure of visiting some very famous temples, and you will see the sitting Buddha that is huge. We will also have the pleasure of visiting the Team Lab, which is an immersive experience. It's not even contemporary art. It's just you coming to a special universe, all of very sensorial experiences with water, sounds, light, music. It's a stroll that lasts around 1 hour, and it's extremely well illustrating the futurist side of Japan. After Kamakura, we will go to the region of Hakone, the region of the Fuji. What we will see, of course, in this region is what is connected to geothermy. You will see the Fuji, Mount Fuji. You will visit the museum, the open air museum of contemporary art with really masterpieces. I don't know, Botero, Niki de Saint-Phal, you will find Picasso's, and you will find even Renoir, I think, in the closed part of the museum. It's a beautiful museum to visit, and then we'll spend a night in the ryokan. Ryokan is the traditional accommodation in Japan. So you will go there. Your entrance makes you immediately penetrating a Zen atmosphere. You will have, of course, before dinner, the opportunity to experience traditional onsen. You're in the best region for that. And then you will go with kimono for dinner. We will have a kaiseki, a very good, very refined kaiseki dinner that is all about the season and the traditional of the Japanese cuisine. And after this night, we will proceed to Kyoto. This is a slide where you can have some ideas of what we are saying when we speak about the ryokan. You will see you see there the onsen bath. You see the rooms, the tatami. You will sleep on normal beds, international bed, not necessarily on very low tatamis, unless it is your pleasure. Then we will be, of course, very happy to propose it to you. And then after that, let's go to Osaka. In Osaka, we will have this unique experience of attending the final stage of a sumo tournament. You get into a stadium that is crowded with around 10,000 people, and you are almost the only foreigners because people don't go generally to the sumo tournament. I mean, the foreigners, the tourists. You are immersed in the Japanese culture. You have in front of you these strugglers who are definitely idols. You see them struggling, and you can feel this very special atmosphere. It's the best sumotoris that are performing in front of you. It's real struggle. Sometimes they fall in the public. Don't worry, we will not be at the first rank, but it's quite so interesting, so fascinating, and quite often very funny for us to see this show. For us, it's like a show, but also you understand how deep the sumo is enrooted in the Japanese culture. So this is a very special moment that we will leave on that day in Osaka, and then we will get to Kyoto. In Kyoto, we will stay 4 nights in the Four Seasons, and I propose again to show you a very short clip of this beautiful hotel with these beautiful gardens that they propose, and then I'll come back to you as soon as it ends. Let's go to the Four Seasons Kyoto. Again, it's a place where you will find all the refinement of this country. It's a beautiful hotel that has either the modernity and the tradition that you can find in Japan. During this stay in Kyoto, we will have 2 full days of classical visits of Kyoto, such as the Imperial Palace, the Ninjo Castle. You will visit the Gion district, and you will have a traditional tea ceremony in a private temple. We will have a traditional dinner, as I told you, with geisha and a maiko. It's very interesting to have them both at the same evening, because one is the more experienced geisha, and the other one is the one that is younger, that starts to learn the being a geisha. It's a lot of facets of this personality that is a geisha. She will tell a lot about writings, about music, about poems, about Japan, and it will be also very cheerful, very joyful, because we will play games. Suddenly, you become like a child in like a Japanese child, and you play silly games, but it's very funny. And of course, the dinner again is a very high level of Japanese gastronomy. We will visit the Arashiyama forest, the bamboo forest that you see on the left side of the screen, and of course the Kinkakuji, the Golden Temple, the Ryoanji with mineral garden. Anyway, what is to be seen in Kyoto will be seen, and on top of that, we will spend a day in Nara, another ancient capital of Japan. You will see these very nice animals that are coming to you, try to get some biscuits. You will see temples. It's a beautiful visit as well. After that, we will continue and we will get to the region of Miyajima and Hiroshima. Hiroshima is very important because you see it on the left side, you see the memorial. So we will visit the memorial, of course. It's important to understand Japan today through the lens of what happened some years ago, when suddenly they got the atomic bomb coming and destroying a whole city. So we will take some time to better understand that. You will see what they did with this memory, and from there we will take a ferry and we will go to the island of Miyajima, where we will spend the night and where we will visit the Itsukushima shrine and the Daisho-in temple, which is a little bit in altitude. Beautiful classical temples, and on the right side of the screen you can see the torii, this door that gives the entrance to the temple and to the island, which became with the time one of the emblems of Japan. Let's go for a very short clip that will show you in images this region of Hiroshima and Miyajima, and I'll come back to you. So let's continue. We have now been in the Honshu Island, the Honshu part of Japan. We will cross now, we will cross the sea, in fact, and we will get to our next destination, which is Beppu. Beppu is in the island of Kyushu, the second island that we will visit during this tour. This is exceptional. Generally, in tours in Japan, all the itineraries are concentrating only in showing Honshu Island, which is very big, which is very interesting, and no one goes to Beppu. Beppu is the authentic nature volcanic side of Japan. I will show you maybe again the map so you can figure out where it is. You see that we started in Tokyo, we went down to Hiroshima, Miyajima, and now Beppu, Aso, Kumamoto, Kagoshima are the island of the Kyushu that we are going to cross and visit. Why going there? For many reasons. One of them is that it is very authentic. It's rural. You don't have such big cities as you have in the main island. You will have very beautiful landscape. The geothermy is at its best in the region of Beppu. We will spend there 2 nights, and we will have time to enjoy the geothermy, to relax. We will have time at leisure. We are staying in a beautiful hotel called the Anna Intercontinental Beppu Resort and Spa. And I would like to show you again this hotel to give you an idea of the ambiance, of the atmosphere that you will enjoy during this stay. Here it is. So here in Beppu, you will enjoy really taking time for the place, taking time for yourself, taking time to enjoy the quietness of the place. And as you may have seen in this clip and the previous clips I showed you, there is a very big emphasis on gastronomy in this tour. You just saw the meat. You will have a beautiful restaurant of meat in this hotel. Um, you will have in this itinerary a lot of different facets of the Japanese gastronomy. It will not be 100% Japanese meals, but very often you will taste different categories of the cuisine. So I told you about the kaiseki dinners. You just saw in when we were in Hiroshima what we call the okonomiyaki, which is a kind of omelette that is very traditional of this region. You will have, of course, sushi, sashimi, tempura, teppanyaki, yakitori, all these varieties that constitutes the gastronomy, the fine dining of Japan, is included in this tour. Same with the whiskey, same with very good wine generally coming from abroad. But of course, you will have also sake tasting. It's a whole. This tour is a whole, and you will get access to all the complexity of this destination of this country. After this relaxing time in Beppu, we'll proceed. We will go a little bit south to the region of Kumamoto. And before getting to Kumamoto, we will visit the Mount Aso, the volcano that you see on the right picture. It's very emblematic of Japan. It's the perfect cone. It's a volcano that we will visit. You will definitely understand how huge it is. The only comparison I could do would be with the volcano of Big Island in Hawaii. Yet it is quite different, but it's as huge as what you can find on Big Island in Japan, in Hawaii. And we will have also the visit of the Kumamoto Castle. As I told you, this trip, you will have access to super modernity, super tradition, heritage. The castles are some of them. You will visit the Hijo Castle in Kyoto, the one in Kumamoto. You will also visit a castle in Kagoshima, which will be the next destination in the Kyushu. So in Kagoshima, you will visit mainly the garden. The garden of Sakurajima. We are exactly in the period. If we are speaking in the spring, about the spring, it's a beautiful garden, vegetal garden. Just strolling in this garden for 2 hours is make you feel good, and I like very much to take clients to visit this beautiful garden. After that, we will take an aircraft this time. Enough with the trains. We have traveled quite a few trains from the different regions. All are super comfortable, and all of them are a real experience of Japan. I mean, just when you go on the track and you see how the train stops exactly at the right time, at the right place, that is concording with your reservation. The comfort of the train, the way it is organized, the way the staff is just moving into the train, everything is definitely part of your Japanese experience. But after Kagoshima, we will fly to the last part of this tour, which is only in the spring. It's Okinawa. We will stay 3 nights in Okinawa. I want to come back to the map so you can see again where it is located. You see that we have crossed Kyushu, Beppu, Aso, Kumamoto, Kagoshima, and then we fly. Look at the distance to get to Okinawa. It's I think it's about 2 hours of flight time between Kagoshima and Okinawa, and we get to another country, so to say, because it's another people, another tradition, another gastronomy, and another somehow another history also that you will get to know when you will stay these 3 nights in Okinawa. So what we are going to Okinawa for is several things. One is gastronomy. They have a very particular gastronomy that is connected to the traditions of the Ryukyu people. They are Japanese, but they are very different from the Japanese from the north, either in Tokyo or even in Kyushu. They are really another people, another tradition, another history. So you will get along to touch these differences. You will taste this long life cuisine, which is the diet of Okinawa, which is very well known in the world. And you will see also the history of Okinawa for the part it played during the World War II, where there were incredible battles that started, in fact, in Okinawa. The Pacific War, in fact, was somehow organized around Okinawa. So you will visit the memorial, and you will also visit the harbor of where is this name? I always forget it. It's not written. Okay, there is a city in Okinawa that I forgot, of course, the name, which is actually as if you were in an American city. It's very strange. You're still in Japan, but you're in the US. You know that a lot of units of the US Army still based in Okinawa, so you will have access to this very weird atmosphere, very enjoyable as well. The weather is very good. You are like in the Caribbean, pristine sea, sun, white sand beach. So you will have also one day at leisure to enjoy definitely Okinawa. And I will propose to show you last video of the hotel you will stay in. It's the Halekulani Hotel of Okinawa. Beautiful one. You will enjoy some vacation there, and I'll come back. You have been working so much discovering Japan for these 20 days, so you definitely deserve some very good time to enjoy the the warmth and the beauty of the Okinawa island. That's it. Let's go home. Unless you want to extend your stay in Japan, then you will come back to the main island and you will enjoy an extension to visit the Alps, Japanese Alps and Kanazawa and the villages, the traditional villages of Shirakawa-go and Gokayama. It's villages that are very traditional. You can see the shape of these houses in the central picture. It's an immersion in another Japan. This trip is definitely very complex. It's very rich. It's an incomparable discovery of Japan. It's very unique. We have, as I told you, two departures. One is the next one is in for the spring, for the sakura, the cherry blossom season. We have only two available spots on this itinerary. So if you are interested in this one, you really have to call us very quickly. It's almost fully booked, and we still have availability for the other departures that is in November. So this is about the Collection Precieuse in Japan. I would like very quickly to show you other itineraries that we do propose in this Collection Precieuse. One is the Rajasthan in Grand Luxury. It's a 13-day itinerary, including the Maharaja Express, a luxury train, and we will stay in Maharaja palaces, the best hotels that you can find in India, and we will also stay in a relais chateau in the desert called Sujan Jawai, where we will make a safari and try to discover the tiger of Bengal. The other trip, so we have next departure is in January the 10th. I remind you that all these tours are very limited in numbers. It's very important to understand that because it permits us to go to the best hotels, which have very often a very small capacity. This is why it's fully booked quite quickly. The other tour that we propose is Majesty of Southern Africa. Here, the luxury train will be the Rovos, of course, and we will go to Victoria Falls, to Botswana for a aquatic safari. Then with the Rovos, we'll go down to Pretoria, fly to Namibia, where we will have our own small aircraft to visit mainly the desert and the coast, and we will finish in the region of Cape Town. And if you wish, you can also make an extension to Sabi Sabi to make some safaris. If you have any question, I'll be very happy. If not now, you can always call us. Justine will be very happy to answer your questions, and Mai as well. Mai is the specialist of Japan in our team. Myself, of course, you can call me at any time. I'll be so happy to answer questions and tell you about all our trips. Thank you again for joining me. I hope you like this presentation, and I hope very much that we will be able to welcome you on board one of these so special experiences that we propose all year long. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.